Despite reporting only mild symptoms, at 74, President Trump is in a high-risk group for COVID complications. And weighing 244 pounds adds to that.
He has metabolic syndrome, which is not diabetes, but a pre-diabetic kind of situation. And so, he has, from a health standpoint, at increased risk.
The president's true medical history is somewhat opaque. An unscheduled visit to Walter Reed last fall causing concern, though the White House called it routine. In June, releasing only a brief summary of his annual physical, declaring him healthy. And when he became a candidate, a doctor extolling his extraordinary health, later claiming Trump dictated it himself. The COVID diagnosis is the first time since Ronald Reagan a president has been known to confront such a serious condition while in office.
History tells you to treat medical reports from the White House as, at best, incomplete. And sometimes outright, there are elements of it that can be manufactured to produce a certain political effect.
After Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, the White House released a photo showing him standing with Nancy Reagan, cropping out a nurse holding a machine connected to a chest tube, and never revealing how close he came to dying. 100 years ago, Woodrow Wilson suffered from the flu and was then partially paralyzed by a stroke, his wife shielding that from the public, essentially serving as president until the end of his term. FDR, stricken by polio, famously tried to hide his wheelchair from view. Even JFK, the picture of vitality, suffered from chronic back pain and secretly from Addison's disease. Why does it matter? Because the president has so much power, especially over national security, the public needs to know whether he or she is up to it.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.